Golfers, do you suffer from constantly buying new golf gloves?
All the time.
Does your golf glove get sweaty, crusty, or torn?
Over and over again.
Well, the innovative new Claw glove might be for you. The Claw will outlast, play cooler, and grip better than traditional leather gloves.
Side effects may include more greens hit, frequent visits from the cart girl, unexpected confidence, big payouts from your buddies, and in some cases, shooting your lowest round.
Golfers, it's time to expect more from your golf glove.
Don't use Claw Glove if you have a history of excuses for poor play and need to blame something besides your skill set.
God, you suck.
If you experience sudden lowering of scores, call your head golf pro and cancel that lesson.
I have the power to lower my score with Claw Glove.
Go to clawglove.com and see if Claw Glove is right for you. Cut!
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out backswinggolfevents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
Good morning, all, and welcome to On Par with Amanda. How is everyone this week? Whoa, had a little production switcheroo.
That producer is terrible.
A little squirrely on us.
Yeah, the producer didn't even let you get to talk and then introduce me or anything. It just
I know. That's all right.
Big John in there like it was his segment.
I was like, ooh, I was ready to roll with Mr. Biggs.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I think his nose or anything.
Phil, thanks for joining me this week. Lots of stuff in the news, a lot of shorter things, just fun things to touch on. We always try to talk about things that are either controversial or big topics, but this week's kind of lighthearted. But I want to start with just a really cute story that I've never heard about Tiger Woods. And maybe you have heard it because I know you're a huge Tiger fan. So we all know that Kapalua is a very hilly golf course. And so just recently, they went back in the archives, and I guess Woods played this golf course with Butch Harmon, and then obviously at the time, Steve was caddying for him. So Steve and Tiger make a bet because they're super competitive, we all know, and Steve said that he could run the golf course and touch every green every tee box and every green in order in under 30 minutes. And so, of course, he did it. Okay. And so they went to find out, and they reached out to Steve to see what he actually ran it in that day, and it was 28 minutes. Wow. So that is 4, and we all know Steve was in great shape when he was caddying for. So, it's not a surprise that he could do that. But what's funny is a couple guys in the comments were saying, I can't even drive a golf cart around a golf course that fast, much less run it. But Bill, do you think that the Golf Father could run a golf course? So it's about 4 to 5 miles. I don't know what Kapalua is, but with the hills, I would say it's closer to 5. Do you think straight line, you don't have to take any alternate routes, could you run it in under 30 minutes? Let's break that down. Let's do some math. 30 minutes.
30 minutes divided by 18.
Or divided by 5 for the
that at 5 minutes would put you at over an hour. So it's definitely not 5 minutes. It's shorter than that.
But you can't
18 and 30. So
no, but I'm saying divided by 5 miles.
Okay.
Yeah. So 30 divided by 5
is. I I can't even
You don't have
imagine
to
how
run
fast he was going.
6-minute miles.
Yeah, because I mean, I can picture because my dad, he's a marathon guy, so he ran the New York City Marathon all the time, and he actually did the Boston Marathon in under 2 hours and 50 minutes,
Jeez.
and that's fast. But the people that won were faster, of course. But
6-minute miles? That
no,
just seems
I
outrageous.
mean, my dad averaged under 5 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour for each of those races. But
yeah,
I know when I used to run with him, no. And I when we ran for baseball and football and everything else, even 6 minutes is really good. Even when I went into the academy, 6 minutes was good. If you
6 is really great for a mile. But
it's
then
really
don't
good.
forget, like I used to be a mile runner, and
Yep.
my best was like 6:08.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean I could have kept a 6:08 pace for 5 miles.
Yeah.
That was for 1 mile. You give it all you got. I think it would have averaged out closer to 7 with the pace, or even 7.5. But that just seems.
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna sweat.
My thing is, life's too short.
Yeah,
I don't need to be running.
I don't need to run that fast. I don't care how much money you're offering me to fail. Now, if you paid me regardless, then I do it.
Yeah, just for trying it.
Exactly.
Right.
If you pay me for trying,
right.
I do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. So that was just something fun. I had never heard that story. So I take it. So he had a bet with Tiger and with Butch. And I'm assuming they both paid him. Don't know how much. Would love to find out. I'm sure it wasn't chump change dealing with those two.
Because he was
so
no
you
chump.
never know. But if you had some good money on the line, I'll tell you, I'd give it all I got.
I can't even. You got to remember, it's Tiger in them. I mean, you listen to some of these bets that Phil Mickelson. No, especially like when you hear these guys like Phil Mickelson and what they're doing when they're making bets, and you're like, you know, there was thousands of dollars involved.
They are in a position. So this is just to put it into perspective. They're in a position that they potentially could bet Steve's to double his salary if he did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of money we're talking about. I don't know that they did that. I'm just saying they could do that and it wouldn't affect them.
No, not at all.
Anyway, just kind of crazy. The other main topic that I do want to touch on, because this is a really big step. We talk about LPGA quite a bit. Talk about the new commissioner quite a bit, filling big shoes after Mike. And we always talk about, as the commissioner, it's your job to keep pushing the tour further and further and getting up where the world sees it in a different light so that they want to be involved. They want to get excited. So the LPGA has just announced that they're taking steps forward to make a much bigger splash in the sports betting world. We don't see a lot of LPGA, if hardly any, that is going on unless it's a major. So like you can go, and you might see majors posted in Vegas and whatnot. But now IMG Arena has secured the tour's official sports betting data and live streaming distribution rights. So starting in early of this year, the hole-by-hole, daily stats, and limited streaming are all available to casinos, sportsbooks, through initial partners like Bet365, Boyle Sports, Tip Sport. The LPGA does not have a shot link type system, so fans will not be able to bet on specific shots in real time, which I didn't realize, but they can do that on the PGA Tour. On these betting apps, you can bet on shots as they're being executed. And I had no idea that was a thing. I'm not Miss Bet Bucks over here, but here's what I do like. And for those of you that are sitting back listening and going, well, betting is so terrible. And here's the thing. The fact is, it's part of our world. I personally love it. I think it's something that is fun. It keeps people competitive and it keeps them engaged in whatever they're betting on because you're invested. You're financially invested. So if you start betting on LPGA Tour, that's only going to help you want to continue to follow and look and get more involved in learning who's who.
Absolutely. I mean, who doesn't do a fantasy golf league? You know what I mean? Even that, or fantasy football, fantasy this, I mean, it $2, $3, it's still get you do a scratch off, it's still gambling. So if you want to do something that you really like, which is golf and women's golf, I think it's a great addition for them because you know it's going to bring it more to the forefront because everybody's looking at the odds. Who's going to win? We have the Golf Fantasy League that's sponsored for ING, that it's Torres,
right?
And the prizes are donated by Torres. You can win whatever at the end of the year. But the thing is, I mean, I know I looked at who won last year, who's doing this, who's doing that, who could be the front runner, who's this, who came in third, who came in fourth, who's not going to be here. You got to look at all these stats, and you can still jack up on what's happening. But to do it, I've heard these guys betting on how many greens are going to be hit. Is Phil going to hit over 300 yards? Is Phil going to carry this club? So now you're going to have that same thing for the women. Is Corda going to hit a driver or a 3-wood? What's Lexi going to hit on that par 3? Who would have guessed that Lexi would have hit a 3-wood to hit the pin on last week's tournament? Nobody would have thought that. But that you got some crazy people coming up with some crazy way to bet. And if it happens, you could win money.
A lot of money. One, I think, just the idea of once you start betting on something, like I said, it invests you. It keeps you. So not only are you betting on it, you're now tuning in.
To watch. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Because
we all know. We all know the LPGA could use some ratings. So
they could. And they need some exposure. They need people to start putting it on TV so we can watch more of it. You hear of all these channels and this and that. But, we had Steve McMillan on the other week, 2 weeks ago. And, he was talking about how one channel bought the long drive and virtually buried it after they buy it. And you hear that. You hear of the big companies buying the up and coming companies just to shut it down. And, for them to have that kind of exposure, I think it's great because a lot of time, I've always said it, I love watching women's golf. I actually like participating at the golf course because there's so much more interaction with them than when you go to the PGA event. So
not just
an animal. Yeah. So I think it's a great idea, and I know they're growing. I think they announced also last week. I haven't really been much on social media and stuff like that, but I heard something that one of their purses just almost nearly doubled money wise for the LPs.
Yeah, there's a lot of change, and I have to say, I know it's not all directly related to the commissioner, but she's doing well. She's hanging in there. It's a rough start to get everybody on your side and all the girls committed to you as the new one. They loved Mike, and that's some big shoes to fill. So I'm excited. I think get out there, bet on your LPGA faves.
I'm going to bet on you, Amanda.
On me?
I'm going to bet on you because you know what? You're censored. I'm betting how long will it take for her to come out and start winning again? I'm going to say... I was like, I'm not
coming out, but...
well, it depends. I didn't say it like that, man. Come on, man. I meant like coming out, like, yeah.
I'm going to probably try to play a little bit maybe this year, just here and there. But
you guys have been growing.
I'm excited. I personally go to Vegas quite a bit. I'm excited to see some of these bets in action, and I think
you put Greg to work. You got to put him to work, man. Put him on the bag. He's unfortunately he's gonna have to take Daddy's place. Put him to work. You know what I mean?
Put him to work.
Mama gotta make some money.
I gotta make some bets. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Bill. Always a pleasure. And for those of you at home, make sure you check out LPGA betting on all of these different ways. And let's get some interaction for the LPGA Tour. Until next week, keep swinging for par.